Thank you very much. You want me to start? I'm sorry. Oh, okay. I didn't know if you were going to cue me or. Sorry. Welcome to You Have Real Estate with me, attorney Justin Clark. Whether you're a first time home buyer, seasoned investor, even a renter, this next 30 minutes is designed just for you. Think of it like hitting multiple open houses, all from your living room, but with my attorney advice throughout the way. Any questions whatsoever during the show, people are standing by. Easy phone number 407 205 0400. It'll be on the screen during the entire program. People are literally standing by now. I want you to ask any question that you have. That is what we are here for. It's a great show today. You will not want to miss one single minute. But first, it's time for the opening statement. The opening statement today is brought to you by my good friend Stephen Bader, the COO of IQ Power Solar, the man who saved me thousands and thousands of dollars last year because I went solar through IQ Power Solar. Not only did I save $10,000 in taxes, I also saved $400 per month in my electricity bill, all because I went solar. You can as well. Steve, how did you do it for me? I know the question that you have right now in Florida is, the real estate market is hot, Justin. It is so hot, I don't know if I should buy right now. Maybe I should sell right now. What should I do? And I've told you every week that I am still bullish on this market. I don't care if you're upsizing, downsizing, or a first-time home buyer. I believe, despite the market going up, I understand the prices have gone up. I get all of that. I think now is an incredible time for you to buy. But let's look at some statistics, all right? Think about this. Last year, 900 people a day moving to Florida. This year, that number is going to be significantly higher. And don't believe me, let's look at the stats here. Look at the 44th Annual United Van Lines National Migration Study. And we're going to put these numbers on the screen here. Look at these cities in the Northeast and look how many people are leaving these cities. I have 1 through 10. Nassau, New York, 81% move out rate. That means for every move in Nassau, New York, 81% are moving out compared to only 19% moving in. Where are these people going? Connecticut? I don't think so. I think these people are going to Florida. I think they're going to Texas, North Carolina. They're coming down here. I don't think they're moving from Nassau, New York to New York City. We know that. These numbers have never been higher. In fact, these numbers are staggering. And I think a high percentage of these people are moving down to Florida, which I believe this year is going to not only keep our market hot, I think our market's actually going to go up a little bit this year price-wise. Look at all Nassau, New York, 81%. Bergen, New Jersey, 81%. Trenton, New Jersey, 76%. And on. As you can see on the screen right now, that's the top 10 list, and it is staggering. And now let's put on the screen where people are moving. According to this study here from United Van Lines, they do this every year. This is a very well-known study, the National Migration Study. Where are they going? Number one, Wilmington, North Carolina, 79%. And what that means is if every move, 79% of moves are people moving there, not moving away from there. But not surprisingly at all, a lot of the cities in this top 10 list are right here in Florida, including Melbourne, Florida at number 7. 66% of the moves in or out of Melbourne are into Melbourne, not out of Melbourne. That is why I am super hot still on this market here. Okay, fine. Even if the market's hot here now, even if the prices have gone up, compare the median prices in other states versus here in Florida. The average price in New York, $331,000. California, $579,000. Massachusetts, $439,000. Jersey, $346,000. Here in Florida, the average sales price, $254,000. And that is with the price increases we've seen over the last year. So not only are interest rates down in the low twos, not only are people still moving here, our prices, while yes, they've increased, relatively speaking, they are still low. I love Florida real estate this year. Do not be afraid when you read media reports about the prices going up. Don't be afraid because you know what happened in 2008, 2009, 2010. No foreclosure crisis is ahead. Buy real estate in Central Florida. And I'm going to tell you why to buy here in Central Florida by asking real questions. Every Saturday here on You Have Real Estate, we ask real questions to the truly trend-setting people in Central Florida's real estate community. Today on the show, happy to have back Vivian Lehman with You Have Realty. Hello, Vivian. How are you?
Hello.
And welcome. Nice to meet Victoria Price. How are you, Victoria? Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me. I'm excited to be here.
And I think I said Saturday, of course, special day and time today, Sunday. I hope your Sunday is going well. Vivian, let me start with you here for a second.
Yes.
Do you believe what I'm saying or no? I mean, be honest with me. Do you think that a house that's worth $300,000 right now as we sit here in January will be worth at least that or more December?
I believe so. Yeah.
And I mean, what makes you think that?
Well, it's the interest rates still. I mean, we say that every time on the show. It's the interest rates are driving people buying, and because of the lack of inventory, it's supply and demand. It's really simple.
How is it different for you as a realtor or a broker as you are, down, boots on the ground when you're working with a buyer, working with someone who already lives here who's just upsizing or downsizing versus someone who's moving here from another state? How is that relationship different?
I think that person knows the market, has seen the increase, and they're looking at it as, okay, I'm going to upsize, and guess what? My payment's going to be the same. It's almost a no-brainer.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more, I guess. Victoria, first of all, great to meet you, number one.
Thank
you. Let me ask this, because I noticed on your bio, you're the director of operation for Keller Williams there, Ray Lopez's group, but also a working agent. How do you balance those two?
It definitely takes a lot of organization. I'm very specific with who I decide to work with, so I like to work with a lot of referrals, specifically from out of state and other agents, and I build my business that way and with my sphere. And then I'm building a group of agents to serve everybody else to the highest level that they can.
But you're actually like wrangling agents too. Like you're having to deal with agents' issues also, I would think, right? I mean, you're the one they go to when they're having problems, I presume.
Oh, yes. I handle everything from the tears to the excitement, from the how do I do this to compliance contracts and everything in between. So.
Gotcha. What percentage of agents actually are practicing kind of full-time, would you say?
I mean, I don't have the hard number, but I would put it somewhere around 10% just from my conversations.
Really? So a lot of agents just have their license and really aren't doing much with it. Maybe they have a cousin who wants to buy, maybe they'll help them out.
Yep. We see that a lot. A lot of people come in and they see it as a way for them to invest, or they can do their own purchases, help out a family member. But your tried and true, really strong agents that are focused full time, it's a pretty low percentage.
Gotcha. And I'm going to ask this of both of you. Vivian, let me start with you. So let's say I do live here. I live in Central Florida. I want to buy a bigger house, or I want to buy a smaller house, or I want to buy a newer house. Okay. I want to change the house I'm living in now. We know it's a great time to sell. We know that. We know the market is hot here. However, if I sell, then I have to buy as well. How do I do that math in my head, whether it makes sense for me or not?
Well, I think, what are you looking for in the house? That's the biggest question. Is it because of the school district? Is it something else? And then, of course, if you're pricing if you're pricing your home correctly, it's going to sell quickly. So you've got to be prepared. All right, I've already targeted the home I'm looking at. You might even have to compromise a little bit because there's a lack of inventory. But if you don't want to compromise, go ahead and rent. I mean, there's no reason you can't, and then find the home that you can move into.
I mean, how does that work then? So I do find another house that I want to buy. I'm ready to go, but is it a simultaneous closing the same day where I sell my house and buy the new one on the same day? How does that really work logistically?
You can, absolutely. And the lenders take that into account too. They're going to see that you're selling your home. They're going to take those proceeds and they're going to use it in the next house. It's got to be carefully planned, and all the moving, wheels have to all coincide. And it does work. I mean, it's stressful, but it works.
I guess so. What do you think, Victoria, on that? How do I make that financial decision? I just know I want a newer house. I just want to change. And I know it's a great time to sell, but of course I'm going to pay top price for the house I'm going to buy as well. How do I make that decision in my head if that's the right move for me and my family?
Yep, I think it all comes down to what exactly are you looking for? Why are you looking for it, right? What are the reasons driving you to make that decision? Is it for a job? Are you upsizing, downsizing? Do you need more space for your family to come down and live with you? And then in terms of financials, I think, the rates like we've talked about are ridiculously good right now.
Yeah.
So what you can gain on that rate and what you can move in from your financials from the prior one, it's really hard to be at a loss unless you're you know, going way off kilter on something that you're buying.
And I think that that's something to take into account right now, where I understand if you sell your house, you're going to get top dollar, but you're also paying top dollar for the next house that you're going to buy. I'm okay with that. If you really need to upsize, you need to downsize, or you just want to change, I'm okay with that right now, especially because two reasons. Number one, I think the market continues to improve here in Florida this year because of this migration of people down here again. I also think that the housing prices here are still in a really good spot. I mean, we're just barely above 2006 prices right now. If you think about that, now 14 years later, we're at 2006 prices. I think we have room to actually go up. And then number three, I know I said two, but let's go three here. These rates are incredible. We are never going to get back to a point, in my opinion, where you can buy a house right now at a 2.1, 2.2% interest rate. Vivian, I did some math here. If you make let's even say that you want to spend 25% of your gross monthly income on your mortgage payment, which is actually a pretty conservative number. Some people will say even go up to a third. If you make $100,000 a year as a family, which a lot of people, especially with two incomes, are hitting that number now, and you want to use 25% of your gross monthly income to your mortgage payment. When I say mortgage payment, I mean PITI, principal, interest, taxes, and insurance, the whole shebang. PITI, 25% of your income. You can afford a payment of about $2,000 per month. Now, if you want to rent something at $2,000 a month, you're not going to get a whole lot of house, honestly.
No.
But to buy for a PITI payment at $2,000, Vivian, I'm coming up at $400,000, $420,000, $430,000 home that you
Absolutely.
can buy. To me, though, I think the first step in doing something like this, if you're looking to purchase a home, you need to talk to a great agent. And I have two great ones right here. If you're thinking about upsizing, downsizing, changing, there's nothing wrong with having that feeling. People get tired of having the clutter. People want change. There's nothing wrong with feeling like you want to change your home. I want you to do it yourself a favor right now and call us at 407-205-0400. I will hook you up with these two fantastic agents right now. Not only are we talking about this, we actually have some properties that we're going to tour together so you can get a really good idea of what you can get for your money out there in the community today. Let's go Victoria Price first. Victoria, you've got this first one here on Kirkland Way. Where is this?
It's in Lake Mary. It's actually fresh on the market this week. $190,000. So that's a steal. 3-bedroom, 2-bath condo in a great little community. Perfect starter home. Within 10 minutes of having this on the market, we had 4 showings scheduled.
Really? Where is this in Lake Mary? Any idea? I know. It's in Lake Mary. Trust me, I kind of know this area. It's a really, really good spot. I happen to live in Lake Mary, too. I'm happy there. I mean, you're my neighbor kind of, too. I mean,
Yeah.
I would have never, if you would ask me a decade ago if I'd live in Lake Mary, Florida, I would say, you're nuts. But I couldn't be more happy there, I think. And that's weird. And at $190, what an incredible price for this.
So it was built in 2008. It's been loved and updated in great condition. I can't imagine this lasting very long on the market.
And let's figure out the payment on this per month. At $190, you're looking at $900.
Yeah,
I mean, literally your mortgage payment $800 or $900 a month. I mean, if you're going to get the
crazy.
2.2, 2.5 rates, you can't rent a 1-bedroom apartment for $1,200 right now in a decent area.
Nope.
Yet you can buy this place for $190,000. Incredible. How many bedrooms?
3 bedrooms.
3 bedrooms in Lake Mary for $190.
Lake Mary. Yep.
Jeez. If you'd like to see this one, give us a call. 407-205-0400. All right, now let's hit Twin Rivers. What part of town is this?
Twin Rivers is in Oviedo in the Twin Rivers community, and this one actually just came back on the market. Buyer financing fell through. They actually found polybutylene piping in it, and the sellers are going ahead and repiping the entire home. So the next buyer that comes onto this one, you get a completely repiped home. They've done a lot of updates. Twin Rivers doesn't have anything on the market right now, so if that's where you want to be, this home is, a steal.
Talk to me about Oviedo a little bit, because back in the foreclosure crisis, I represented a lot of families going through foreclosure or short sale or whatever, and all the families that I worked with, and it was a lot, would say, I know we're trying to get rid of our house here in Oviedo because it's so far underwater, but I want to move to Oviedo. People love Oviedo.
They love it. Twin Rivers, the Oaks, those communities, people are really interested in those. These Twin Rivers and some of the other ones right around there, we have people that the second something comes on the market, they're calling us just for that. They really don't care about what the home looks like. They
Yeah.
want to be in the community.
Right. Oviedo's a great, great spot. I mean, I liken it somewhat to Lake Mary, good schools, very,
schools.
very family-oriented type of
Suburban.
place. And
Yep.
people don't want to leave Oviedo. That's been my experience anyway. And then lastly here we have, is it Grouse Avenue?
Yes.
Where is this?
So that is just south of Medical City. It's in Kissimmee, but really easy access into Lake Nona Medical City. It is a 5-bedroom home at 330. So finding any 5-bedroom home at 330, I think, is a miracle.
Absolutely.
And the access that you get into Lake Nona and those facilities is, a great spot to be in.
I drove past Lake Nona for the first time maybe 3 or 4 days ago. I mean, it's crazy down there now. It has really grown up. I mean, if you remember driving down those 417 or whatever, it used to be nothingness.
Just farms.
Yeah.
And now it's
Empty land.
absolutely its own little city and community down there. What are the price points like down in Lake Nona right now?
So if you're in Lake Nona,
Mm-hmm.
Laureate Park, you're looking probably in the 400, 500. If you're on the water, you're looking at, 1 million, 2 million. So being able to be a quick commute away at 330.
Is really good.
And then again, I don't mean to keep harping on this, but with the rates where they are, $330,000 is really a maybe $1,600 a month payment all in PITI. To rent this house, $2,800 probably, $2,500 at least.
Easily.
Always right now, it is better to buy a house and pay a mortgage, cheaper at least than to rent. And now you own your own home. I mean, you're not paying someone else's mortgage. You're paying your own mortgage. You're investing in your future and your family's future. If you'd like to see any of these properties, I know Victoria would be happy to show them to you this weekend or next week sometime. All you have to do is give her a call, 407-205-0400. Thanks so much. Those are great homes. I like these aren't $1 million homes here. These are accessible homes for every average working Floridian.
Yeah,
I like that a
absolutely.
lot, especially that Lake Mary one at 190, 3-bedroom. That's absolutely incredible.
Yeah, great access point, I
You
think.
got it. And Vivian, you brought a couple properties to show us also. Vivian Lehman with You Have Realty. We're starting in Willow Grove. Where is this?
This is in San Lando Springs, and it's in Altamont,
Yeah.
basically. And close to I-4, close to the mall.
Nice house.
Great little location. This just came on the market. It's a 2.5, but it's a little over 2,200 square feet, so there's plenty of room in there. The house itself has wooden tile flooring. It has a formal living and dining, has the wraparound porch, a screened-in patio in the back. It sits on over 1/4 acre. And this is going to sound really silly, but I go up to the backyard, and there's a star fruit tree. I've never seen a star fruit tree. So
I've seen
if you
star
want
fruit
one,
in Publix before, but
yeah, it was really cool. I was like, "Ooh, is it?" Yeah, sure.
is
enough.
star fruit natural to Florida, you think? I have no
I
idea.
have no idea.
I was at someone's house over the weekend. They had a banana tree. I got a bunch of bananas from
Oh,
them.
that's cool.
But I don't know where that came from either. I think they planted it. But the bananas were fine. I made a smoothie out of them. It was my New Year's resolution, smoothie.
All right. Is it working?
Well, no, I was up eating Ritz crackers and peanut butter at 3 a.m., so it doesn't do much for me. You know what I mean?
So this house also has a 2-car garage. It's got an outdoor shed. And right above the garage is an unfinished, it's a little over 700 square feet, but it's totally unfinished, and you can make a media room out of there or an in-law apartment because it has an outside entrance to it.
Yeah.
And it's only, how much is this one again?
I'm showing $360,000.
$360,000.
Or as most people think, I mean, we really are buying not a price, we're buying a payment. That's what we
Yeah.
really care about is what is our payment every month? $360 is $1,700 bucks,
people
$1,750 a month.
Yeah, with the deals that are out there, this one probably, you can't go in FHA, but you could get a 3% down loan, a 5% down lown. Makes total sense.
Do you snack at night or no? I have a real
Do
problem
I
with that.
snack?
Yeah.
No, I
really
don't.
got to stop that. Do you snack at night?
I do.
It's terrible,
It's like my
right?
worst thing, yeah.
I mean, and see, the thing is, for some reason, I like peanut butter, and Pilar bought me celery for the peanut butter, and she's like,
Oh.
"That's healthy," but it's not. It's just not the same. It's not the same as Ritz crackers with peanut
You know
butter.
they do that for kids, right?
What?
With the peanut butter.
Oh
on the
yeah,
celery.
yeah. I don't know. So what am I, a child? She treats me like a child sometimes. All right, now a commercial property. Now I
Yes.
know this property too. An amazing location out in Eustis in Lake County, which Lake County's going wild, bananas out there, because all of the new highways that are going right to Lake County are making it really grow up there. And this is a very awesome property because it's right in the middle of a highway where you get both sides of it.
It fronts on 19th Street and Bay Street, and it's downtown Eustis. They're asking $560,000 for this. It is on, I think, the whole lot, plenty of parking. I think it's like 0.6 acres. The building itself is 2,600 square feet. There's several offices, 4 bathrooms. They've totally redone it, new roof, the interior. And like I said, they're asking $560. And when you think about what you could rent something like that for, I mean, that's easily $3,000. You wouldn't be paying more than $2,000 a month on this with a mortgage.
Absolutely right. If if you're a business owner or an investor, I mean, that's a great spot to go look for as well on a property that is not it's not a condo office building or anything. It's a totally self-standing building. Great spot. Good job, Vivian. If you'd like to see any of these properties, Vivian will return your call 407-205-0400. Vivian Lehman, excellent job. Thank you. Do you have time to stick around for the Real Estate Roundtable?
I sure do.
Victoria, great job. Can you stick around for the Real Estate Roundtable?
Absolutely.
And with that being said, it is time for your portion of the program. It's time for the Real Estate Roundtable. Every Saturday or today, Sunday, I answer your questions from throughout the week. All you have to do is go to our Facebook page. You Have Real Estate. Ask me a question right there, and we might just answer it next week here on the TV show. And without further ado, let's go to John in Melbourne. John, thanks for watching. How much of my income should I budget for my mortgage? We kind of touched on that earlier, Vivian. What do you think?
It's between 25 to 30% should be your payment.
Victoria, what do you tell people?
Probably 25 to 33.
Yeah.
Yeah, a third or less.
And we're talking gross here, are we not? Okay. So when I say gross income, I think you know what I'm saying, but it's before they take taxes out and things like that. But then there's also a comfortability level for you. If it doesn't feel right, if it feels too much, sit down and do a budget. I mean, really, that's what you should do. Sit down and say, everyone needs to do this anyway. You need to sit down and say, okay, this is what's coming in. This is what I'm getting net. These are my expenses. And then you're going to really know where your comfort level and maybe some of where your financial problems are too. I find a lot of people don't do that. I'm guilty of it as well. At least once or twice a year, you should really sit down, tear out the bank statements. Do it. Do the math. Do you ever do it?
Yeah, and some of these communities too, when you're looking at where your expenses are going to be, they might have waste included in there. They have cable included. They have water included, especially on the condos, and that's huge.
When's the last time you did a family budget? I know. But hey, do as we say, not as we do. But all jokes aside, it's very, very important to do this family budget too. A lot of times you'll find things too that you're paying for that you don't even use. You know what? Sometimes they'll get their teeth into you on these credit card automatic payment things. You're like, I didn't know I was paying for that. I think it's always a great idea to do a family budget. Pull out the bank statements and just do it. Spend a Sunday doing it after our show. Susan in Claremont, do you see an increase in foreclosures in 2021? Victoria Price, what do you think?
I don't. There's so many protections in place and there's so much equity that people have in their homes already. I really don't see it being as big of a thing as we saw in the past.
What do you think, Viv?
I think you might see a little bit more short sales. I think there are going to be a lot of people that have been hurt and have to sell their home and might be a little bit upside down, but...
Nydia in Hunters Creek. Hi, Nydia. How are you? I'm renting, but I want to buy. Where should I be looking for something affordable? Any thoughts, Victoria?
Affordable is definitely subjective.
Yeah.
So it really depends on what your budget is, but look at your rent, and like we were giving some of the numbers there, you can go on to some of these calculators, get a quick idea of what your payment would be, and find homes that are in that range, but also just work with your realtor and
Any
they can point
thoughts?
you in a direction.
Anything suburban, I think I've always said, the I-4 corridor is going to have your more expensive, people want to be close to that or close to downtown. So as you get further from that, that's where you're going to find more deals.
Santi near UCF, he says, I'm about to graduate college, but I've already found a good job. Am I too young to buy a house?
Not at all. I work with a lot of UCF students.
Really?
Yep.
You're out there on the east side
Yep.
mostly. Okay.
It's right in my backyard. So I work with a lot of people, and they use it as their first home, and then it becomes their first investment property when they move up in a couple of years. So Great.
Vivian.
Same.
I'm proud of him myself.
Same thing. I've been pushing my son to do the same thing. The biggest part of that is they're all single too. You know, they're just starting out,
Yep.
and so they can get some roommates
Sure.
to help them out with the rent, and
Absolutely.
then become an investment property and move on to the next one.
Vivian Lehman, you have realty. Thank you very much. Excellent job
you.
today. Victoria Price, you better tell Ray Lopez I said hello out there. Keller Williams Advantage 2, no?
Yes,
Okay.
advantage too.
I don't know how you do both. I don't know how you run the ship and practice real estate, but it's pretty impressive.
Yeah, it's a lot of coffee.
Great to meet you. Thanks so much for being here.
Thank you.
Most importantly, thank you for joining us here today. If you're looking to sell your home and you want us to feature it right here, give us a call. The phone number is on the screen. We're happy to do it for you. If you need to talk to anyone else about anything, you want to go see some properties this weekend, you know what to do. I'm attorney Justin Clark, and I'll see you next week on You Have Real Estate.